What's up, Big Brother 26 fans? This is your live feed update for Friday, August 23rd. This will be mostly afternoon stuff because the feeds were down for approximately 9-ish hours. We come back to see Leah telling Mackenzie she feels like an idiot because she didn't realize that there was a big alliance in the house. Then we find Chelsea and Mackenzie having a conversation. They think it could be an 8-person jury, with Ainsley being the 9th vote, which would actually be America's vote. Feeds go down again for a bit. When they come back up, all the house guests are in the living room sat together. We hear Tucker say it said something about him not being emotional. Also mentioned Rubina being in a showmance, that they should have voted her out, and said Pentagon for life. Now this is assumed that this was the instigator, and apparently they used Quinn's avatar to say all of this. Rubina is really upset by this. She starts crying. Her and Tucker head to the HOH where he tells her it's not a big deal, who cares, we're here for each other. Joseph ends up following them and tells her not to worry about that type of message, like the house already knows that they're kind of like a showmance and nobody seems to care. Takora and Chemo arrive into the HOH. Tucker says he bets this was like an America's vote thing, and he speculates that Quinn is the person behind the messages. Feeds cut for nominations, and when we come back we found out that Takora nominated Mackenzie, Cam, and Tucker, who volunteered. Rubina asked Takor what they should do if Cam and Tucker are sitting in the 2 seats on eviction night, and Takor says that she will break the tie if needed, but she will vote how Chemo and Rubina vote. Quinn ends up joining in on this conversation. The girls mention that they were trying to figure out who the instigator is. They wonder if it's actually somebody in the house or if it's somebody outside the house. Quinn says it has to be someone inside because picking someone outside and having that outside influence just would not be fair. Tucker tells Chemo that although he did volunteer to go up on the block, he was hoping Takor wouldn't put him up, and then Chemo starts to explain how OTEV works in case that's this week's veto. Leah says she plans on interrogating Quinn and Joseph to figure out which one of them is the instigator. She said the instigator mentioned Tucker and Rubina holding hands, and she knows that she told Brooklyn and Joseph that. Leah and Chemo talk about Angela possibly being the instigator. Chelsea tells Chemo that she thinks that Joseph is actually the instigator. Chemo says he did notice that Joseph did not make eye contact with anyone when the message was being played. Joseph tells the live feeders that he actually has a crush on Leah, and it's really upsetting him because he planned on coming in the house like a robot and having no emotions. Rubina and Chemo offer to go up as a pawn if the veto is used. Takor tells Chemo and Rubina she wants Joseph and Angela out of their alliance, and she wants to replace them with Chelsea and Quinn. They notice Chelsea and Quinn in the kitchen, so they kind of call them over. At this time, Rubina gets called to the diary room. The feeds cut in and out, so we miss almost the entire conversation. But when the feeds do come back, Takor tells Chemo she feels really good about the conversation they just had. They question if they should keep Tucker in the alliance. And that is your full update. Veto will be played today, so I will have the update for that tomorrow morning. Are you hoping one of them wins the veto? Let me know in the comments.